if you have a student who has already done Spanish 1 in the public school or with another program or something like that, and you're wondering, how do I place them with Spanish Geniuses? Do I buy both textbooks? What do I do? So this is the great thing about the subscription site. You can jump around. You don't have to stay on the same level. You don't have to even, you can go back, you can review things. And so that's why I made it this way instead of, adding to, you still have the paper lesson option over on flipflopspanish.com, but the subscription site allows you to watch a video. So maybe you think, you know what, let me check out lesson 18 on level 1 and see. And so your student can sit there, watch the video and go, oh yeah, I'm very familiar with this. Look at the PDF, the notes, see the examples, see the homework and go, oh, this is fine. Look at some homework review, follow along, say, yes, I understand all of this. Next, just watch 5 or 10 minutes, move on to lesson 19, 20, 21, 22. So that's one way to place it. It's just kind of look at the titles of the assignments and the just the lesson names on the PDFs or on the titles themselves for each lesson. So that's one way. The second way is to go to the last lesson 25 on level 1 and take the exam. See what gaps you have. What are you missing? Go back and review those, just those few lessons. And then move forward. You can do that by not purchasing the textbook, by just following the notes. You won't get the practice that you need. So the textbook for level 1 is only $15. It's not that expensive. And if you use a separate notebook and don't write in it, then you can resell it or pass it on to somebody else. So those are the recommendation I have for those who have had Spanish level 1 somewhere else. My Spanish level 1 is more rigorous than the average Spanish level 1. A lot of students come out of public school, private school, and even other homeschool curriculums, and they don't, homeschool curricula, and they don't have the knowledge base that they are expected to have when they get to Spanish level 2 for Spanish Geniuses. The other question y'all had was, is there review? Yes, level 2 does begin with review, but it's not going to be enough if you have complete gaps. It's a review. So my expectation on that section is I'm moving forward very quickly. The first 6 lessons, I review all of level 1 in the first 6 lessons. That's not going to be enough if you did not get that information initially. So yes, there's review, but no, it's not enough if there were gaps in your level 1 and you took it somewhere else. The final thing is, do you still need the quick start guide for the Verde set? Need is an interesting word. I recommend it. I recommend doing the flashcard method. Here's necesito comprar. The flashcard method helps you to see an idea, right? Either a physical thing like a noun. This is not a noun. This is necesito. This is the I need card. And so you break this bit of information down into a chunk. And so this chunk is really like categorized in your brain. So my method is extremely different than every other flashcard method. They always have the Spanish down here at the bottom, and I would always be covering up the words, which is why I ended up making my own flashcards. If there were some out there, y'all, I would have just used them, but there weren't. So I made my own. So this method helps you to really think in Spanish. Even if you've had Spanish level 1, all that information is still floating around in your head and you can sort of access it, but it takes a while. And transferring the information, where do I get it from there? And how do I then make it come out of my mouth correctly? It's quite difficult if you haven't learned to think in Spanish. So my recommendation is, yes, get the Verde set. You can download it digitally, cutting out those cards. So let's see if I can find the Verde set here on my, yeah, here's one. So here's a cutout one. Right? It's printed out of my color printer onto some cardstock, and we folded it and glued it with a glue stick. And so you do that and you have the whole Verde set, download it right away, and then just cutting them out and folding them, that's already like review. So not only are you getting 45 words, phrases, verbs, adjectives, and nouns, that's helping you to review what you should already know from Spanish level 1, wherever you took it. And then on top of that, you're getting the PDF lesson and the audio. So it's retraining your brain. If you've learned in a different way, 3 weeks of super fun, super easy, lightweight lessons before you go back into Spanish level 2. So whether or not you've done it somewhere else or not, I recommend the quick start guide for the Verdes. I'll put the link in the comments. Hope that helps.